Hi, my name is Kevin Harper. I want to share with you some information that I think will revolutionize the way you think about your college career or your kid's college career. I know it did for my wife and I. We are homeschoolers. We homeschooled our kids since our 20-year-old was in about, I think, second grade, third grade, something like that. So we've been doing it quite a while. And of course, when we got to the high school years, we thought, okay, what are we going to do now? Is this going to be too hard? We're going to have to give up homeschooling? What about college? All those questions started coming at us big time because we had to make some decisions. And for a while, we just didn't know where to go with it. So we found a book called College Without Compromise. It kind of got us on this path. It at least got nudged us in this direction. And it basically outlined a way to allow your kids to do college, but not have to accept this idea that the college experience is some wonderful thing, because it's clearly not. If you're from my perspective and my worldview, you see the college experience as a pretty big negative, because there's just there's a lot of immaturity. Um, there's this idea that these kids have that you can be a perpetual student and never really get out into the real world and live off of your mom and dad's money or the government money. It's going to keep you in the student career forever. And there's just a lot of bad influences that I don't really care to subject my kids to. And my kids didn't really, for the most part, want to be subjected to those experiences or have to go through them. And so what this College Without Compromise book was our first introduction to the idea of testing out of classes instead of having to take the classes and doing it for college credit. And it was a bit overwhelming at first because we were trying to picture ourselves, and we actually did try this at first, picture ourselves organizing their entire college curriculum for them based on what degree they wanted. And of course, that was pretty intense research required for that. And then to try to figure out what books to get in order to study for those college classes or those college tests to test out of them was even more of a nightmare to try to figure out. But anyway, that book at least got us in this direction where we were thinking, okay, well, maybe we can send our kids to college and not have to send them to the traditional college experience where it's a bricks and mortar university or college, yet they could still get an accredited degree, get the education that they want or need depending on what career they're planning on going after, and then they can finish it in a lot shorter period of time and for a lot less money by doing it this way. And so we initially tried doing it ourselves, doing all the organization and research for the course study, which courses to choose. Our son, who's 20, going on 21, wanted to do a business major, become a business major, business management. And our daughter, who's also doing something similar, wanted to get a communications degree. And both of them want to use this for some sort of ministry purpose in the future. And so rather than accept the fact that we were going to have to pay tens of thousands of dollars per year for a traditional college experience, we decided to pursue this idea of organizing the curriculum, organizing their class schedules in order to get the same amount of college credit, but do it most of it through testing out of those classes, and then basically what amounts to challenging the classes, but using standardized tests, which are called CLEP exams or Dante's exams, and there's one or two others that are out there that are standardized tests that are accepted by most colleges and universities as credit. So basically, it's as if they took the class, but they don't actually have to take the class. They just need to study and learn good study habits, and then go down to the university or college or testing center and just simply take the test. And so again, we tried starting doing this ourselves because we're kind of do-it-yourselfers, and our oldest was kind of the guinea pig. And it was really tough. It was really tough to do it because it was just a lot of effort, and we didn't know which study resources to choose to give him to help him to study for the test that he wanted to take or that he needed to take for his degree, for his bachelor's degree. So we ran across a company. It's a kind of a coaching service about this time called CollegePlus, and this was our first experience realizing that there's people out there, there's a company out there who caters to the Christian homeschooling community, and and basically what they do is they set up a coach who knows the curriculum that you need to go through for each degree, understands your degree plan, your career plan, and does some life purpose counseling and coaching with your student and the parents involved as well, to come up with a prayerfully considered course of action for that student's career, and how they can use their career for ministry, for the glory of God, and yet still get a quality education out of their college experience, if you want to call it that, but more of a self-directed home study approach. So this CollegePlus organization, we went ahead and tried it, and it was a little bit of money, more than we really wanted to spend at the time, but in retrospect, it was definitely worth every penny, because our son went from failing several classes, several of these exams in a row, and getting really discouraged and basically almost giving up on the concept of doing self-study college, to passing several in a row, and just really changed his demeanor whatsoever completely, because he had the confidence then, and the reason is these coaches with CollegePlus know they have resources, they have a lot of students in the program studying for these very tests, and so they know what resources to direct them to in order to pass these tests, and so basically they can direct them to the right books, the right study materials, and tell them you're going to have to spend at least 4 hours a day for the next week studying for this test, but you can knock this test out then in a week, maybe 2 weeks. And we were really skeptical about that, because we've been giving him a month for a test when we were trying to do this ourselves and organize the process ourselves. We were saying, okay, give yourself a month, study for it for a month, then you go down there and test, and it didn't go so well. But sure enough, with CollegePlus coaching involved on a weekly basis, these coaching calls, he started passing them, and he started doing them once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks at the most, and so it really did help a lot, and it was worth every penny, and it gave him confidence, and it gave him the materials, the resources that he needed to be able to pass these tests, and to be able to keep accountable to a coach was a really big deal. So not too long after we got him started, about a year later, we got my daughter started in it, and she's now 19 and almost finished with her bachelor's of communications degree, and so she had a very similar experience. She was a little bit hesitant to try doing things herself, because she saw the experience that her older brother had, and so basically went right into the CollegePlus program with her. She might have taken 1 or 2 before actually starting. I'm not sure now. I don't remember. But again, it was a fabulous experience. She started, getting a lot of this college credit under her belt and doing it. And what's nice about it is these kids can work at the same time. So they're building up a work ethic. They're building up a savings account. All of my kids, I have 7 kids, just so you know kind of where I'm at and what season of life I'm at. I have 7 kids. My youngest is 5, but the next one up from her is 15, and they go up to 20 from there. So they all, with the exception of the 15 and the 5-year-old, of course, have jobs, have saved their own money, have nice sizable bank accounts. They have their own cars that they bought cash for. They've not gone into debt over anything. Not one thing have they got into debt for. And including one of my daughters, my third child down, decided to go into nursing, which is not really supported by the CollegePlus program. So it's not for everyone. There are some career choices and some study programs, some degrees that are not going to be conducive to CollegePlus, and that's okay. That's going to be, a nursing degree is more appropriate for a bricks-and-mortar campus, and that's just the nature of it. So she's thriving in that environment, and really working hard, and she's doing it. She's going to come out of it debt free. She works a lot of hours, a reasonable amount of hours, as they all do, and has a nice savings account and has paid cash for her cars, It's just a completely different college experience than most people have. And the reason is this idea of do it yourself. You don't have to do it yourself. I mean, you don't have to rely on this big name university sucking tens of thousands of dollars out of your bank account just to have your kids have a let your kids have a college degree. And plus, they get to sidestep all the social craziness that goes on college campuses. And some might say, some might challenge me and say, well, your kids are protected. Well, maybe to a certain extent, that they're protected, but there's certainly, one of my daughters is out on her own and in the college experience just fine, and she's a strong Christian, and they all are to varying degrees, and it's just fabulous to see them taking on this independence and and doing something that they want to do, and it's self-directed. It's coming from within. It's not mom and dad saying, "Hey, guys, you got to get a college degree." We're giving our kids choices as to whether they want to have a college degree, depending on what career choice they choose. One of my sons really is not interested in college. He's more entrepreneurial, and I'm encouraging him to get the education that he needs to succeed. But I'm not forcing him into a college degree that he's not going to use. I myself have a college degree that I'm not using. I have a bachelor's of architecture degree, but I don't use it. I'm not an architect anymore. I hung up my architecture hat, and I do web design and marketing and search engine optimization and that type of thing. I'm a writer. I'm passionate about a lot of things, but I lost my passion for architecture. So I have a degree that I'm not using, and I would rather my kids have a degree that actually means something to what they're doing, what God is calling them to do in their life, and get that degree for a whole lot less money than they could at a bricks and mortar college or university. And that's even regarding a Christian college or university. You don't just avoid a lot of the temptations and immaturity just by choosing a Christian themed university or college that has a historical background of a Christian faith, the Christian faith. You don't avoid everything just because of that. Because remember, just like in a church youth group, a lot of those kids in a church youth group are there because their parents are bringing them. That doesn't mean just because they're in a church building that they're good kids, or that they're on the right track, or that they're making the right decisions, or that they're sold out for Jesus Christ, any of that. And so I want my kids to be sold out for Christ. I want them to be passionate about putting their faith into action in their life and doing some good for other people and building a career that's God-centered. And this is the way we chose to do it. And we love it. We absolutely love it. You don't even have to use the CollegePlus coaching for the entire period of time that they're doing the self-directed study. Both my oldest and then my next one down, my son and my daughter that were in the program, did it for the first year and then went back into it on an as-needed basis periodically, once or twice, I believe. They did that. And so it doesn't have to be the entire period of time, but you can generally finish a college degree in about half the time and get started on it a whole lot faster. We've been using what amounts to basically their senior year of what would be traditional high school to get them started doing CollegePlus or self-directed, testing out of classes using CLEP exams, if that's the direction that they're wanting to go in. So I just wanted to encourage you, if you're a parent or a student and you want to do college debt-free and save a ton of money, and you have it within you, or your student has it within them, to take on the challenge of doing it without a bricks and mortar university, and then sidestepping all of that immaturity that goes on a college campus. This is a fabulous way to do it, because again, like I said, our kids have a savings account, they paid cash for their cars, they're going to graduate with the degree that they want, debt-free, and I couldn't recommend it more. It's just been outstanding, and I just want to recommend it to you if you're in a similar situation, and it's Christian-based, it's faith-based, and so the coaches all are very open about the faith, and they will pray with your student, and make good prayerful decisions about their college career and their future career. So check it out. You can go to collegeplusreviews.com to see some of my experiences and read some of my experiences. Or if you want to go directly to the College Plus website, please go to collegeplus.us and you'll be taken there and you can download the materials and contact them to learn more. So again, collegeplusreviews.com or collegeplus.us if you want to just go straight to the site and download the materials. And of course, if you want to browse around christianuniversities.us as well, that's you can get, if you're more in tune with the bricks and mortar type of college experience, feel free to use that resource which I've provided for you as well. So I hope you got some good out of this information, and I don't mind at all answering any questions for you. If you want to give me a call, my number is 208-249-8893. I'd be happy to share my personal experiences again with you or with your student if you want someone to give them a little bit of a insight into what this College Plus thing is all about. Thanks a lot.